On a dark night, a caravan stayed at an inn in the desert. The caravan had 100 camels. The merchants tied the camel with ropes and pegs, but they found that one camel was left untied. They were somehow missing one rope and one peg. It was midnight, and the shops were closed by then, so there was no way of getting a rope or peg at that hour. They went to the owner of the inn, woke him up, and requested if he could spare a peg and a rope, as they had misplaced one. They said that they could tie 99 of their camels, but the 100th one remained untied. It was a dark night, and there was a possibility that the camel may wander off. The old man was very wise. He was famous for his wisdom in that area. The old man said, "Don't be worried. I do not have any peg or rope, but you people do one thing. Just go, dig the peg, tie the rope, and tell the camel to sleep." Those men got irritated and said, "Are you crazy? If we had any peg or rope, then why would we come to you? Which peg do we dig, and with which rope do we tie the camel?" The old man laughed and said, "You can just dig an imaginary peg and tie the camel with an imaginary rope. Go and act as if you are digging the peg, and mimic as if you are tying a rope around the camel's neck. It is a dark night. Even men can mislead. This is just an animal. Go and do as I have said. Tell the camel to sleep, and it will." No one trusted the old man, but they had no option. So they went and did what the old man had suggested. They dug a hole, inserted the peg which was not there, and hit the ground with hammer. After that, they acted as if they were tying the rope around camel's neck. The rope which was not there. And surprisingly, as soon as the camel heard the sound of digging and hammering peg as per everyday's routine, it sat down and went to sleep. They were very confused and surprised, but they too went and slept for night. The next morning, they got up early as the caravan had to travel in the morning. They removed the ropes of those 99 camels, removed the pegs, and the camels got up. But the 100th camel, which was not actually tied, did not get up. They pushed him and tried all possible ways to make him get up, but in vain. The camel did not get up. They were surprised that last night it was understandable due to darkness, but even in the bright daylight, the camel was not getting up. They kept on pushing the camel, but camel did not budge. They went in and asked the old wise man what magic he has done on camel that he was refusing to get up. The old man simply asked, "Did you remove the peg and untie the rope?" But the man said which peg they should remove and which rope they should untie. None of these is there. The old man laughed and said, "The way the camel was tied last night, it will have to be untied in the same way. Do exactly what you did last night. Just act to remove the peg and untie the rope." The merchants were helpless, so without further argument, they went and made some noises as if they were removing the peg. Then they untied the invisible rope, and suddenly the camel stood up and it was ready to go. They all were surprised. They went back to the old man, thanked him, and said, "You are truly great. You have deep knowledge and insight about camels." The old man smiled and said, "No, I did not find an answer of this situation by studying camels. I was able to suggest this by knowing the human mind and its behavior." If we see in our lives, we will find that the man is tied up with such pegs which are non-existent and with such ropes which are not there. Someone tells us that you can't do this, you are not capable of doing that, and we accept it to be a truth. We get tied to those ropes and those pegs which are actually not there. Throughout our life, we remain stuck with it and keep screaming. We think that I can't get up, I am tied down with my limitations, circumstances, responsibilities. I am weak, I am helpless, I am dependent. How do I free myself? I have no resources. I have an idea, but no funding. There is so much of competition all around. How can I grow global? I need freedom. Ah, the man screamed, and without moving from his position, he says, how do I unplug these pegs and untie these ropes? The best way is to observe and see if those pegs are real, or is it just an illusion, an imagination. And once you see the obvious, then there is no need to untie or uproot. In essence, we just need to liberate ourselves from self-imposed limitations, embrace our true potential, and recognize that the key to unlocking our capabilities lies within our own understanding and perception. By doing so, we can navigate life with a renewed sense of freedom, untethered from the imaginary ropes and pegs that may be holding us back.